I need to be honest with you right from the start. Sometimes women don't even know exactly why we react the way we do. And yet, there are certain things, small moves, subtle gestures, little actions you make that can drive us completely wild. You don't have to say the perfect line or spend hours planning some elaborate romantic gesture. Honestly, a lot of it is instinctual, emotional, and yes, almost impossible to explain. And that's exactly what I want to talk to you about today. Here's the thing. Most men think women respond only to what's obvious. They think confidence is just being bold, attraction is just looks, and seduction is only about touch. But that's not it. What really works, the things that make a woman's mind spin, her heart race, and her imagination run wild, are often things she can't put into words. It's in the energy you give, the subtle choices you make, and the way you hold yourself in moments when you don't even realize she's watching. I'm going to pull back the curtain for you. I'm not talking about manipulation, cheesy tricks, or over-the-top games. I'm talking about real, human chemistry, the kind that makes a woman feel tension, curiosity, and desire all at once. The moves I'll share with you today aren't complicated. They aren't about grand gestures or saying the perfect thing. They're about understanding what we feel deep down, even when we can't explain it. And here's the part most men miss. Knowing this isn't about tricking her. It's about understanding how attraction works and using that knowledge to be a man she notices, respects, and yes, secretly craves. If you've ever felt like women pull away just as you're getting closer, or like they act crazy for no reason, this is for you. By the end of this video, you'll see exactly what kind of moves hit our hearts in ways words can't. And trust me, once you understand them, your interactions with women will never feel the same again. 1. The power of silent confidence. How less talk makes her crave more. Let me tell you something that trips a lot of men up. Women don't need you to fill every silence. In fact, too much talking often kills attraction faster than anything else. It sounds counterintuitive, I know, but there's a reason why the man who says less and owns his space can make a woman feel electric without even trying. Think about a moment when you're with a woman and you notice her looking at you, almost like she's studying you. You don't panic. You don't explain yourself. You just stand there, calm, confident, letting the silence stretch. And suddenly, she's intrigued. She's imagining things about you. She's curious about what's going on behind that quiet exterior. She's thinking, why is he so comfortable just being himself? I remember this one night out with a guy I liked. He wasn't the loudest in the room, didn't try to impress anyone, and didn't bombard me with constant attention. We were just talking in a corner, but he had this way of saying exactly what needed to be said. No filler, no over-explaining. At one point, he didn't respond to something I joked about, just smiled and waited, and I swear my mind started racing. I wanted to figure him out. I wanted to engage more because he wasn't handing himself over on a silver platter. Here's the key. Women notice energy more than words. A man who's comfortable with silence, who doesn't overcompensate with chatter or jokes, signals that he has control over himself and his world. That confidence, silent, understated, makes us feel drawn, even when we can't articulate why. We start imagining scenarios, wondering what he's thinking, picturing what kind of man he really is beneath the calm exterior. Now, this isn't about being aloof or cold. It's about restraint. It's about understanding that attraction isn't built in conversation alone. Sometimes, the most powerful move is letting her feel the tension, letting her curiosity build naturally. She doesn't need you to fill every moment. She needs a man who can exist comfortably in the space between words, because that's when desire grows, subtly, irresistibly. 2. The tiny gesture that makes her heart skip. Here's something most men completely underestimate. Women notice the small, seemingly insignificant gestures more than the big, obvious ones. It's not about buying fancy gifts or over-the-top declarations. It's about those little things that show thoughtfulness, attention, and understanding. A simple touch on her hand, a glance that lingers just a beat too long, or even the way you remember something she mentioned in passing can create an emotional spark she won't forget. Women aren't always able to explain why a certain man affects them so strongly, but these subtle cues trigger feelings that run deeper than words. It's also about timing. A perfectly placed compliment, a small act of care at a moment she didn't expect it, or noticing something most men wouldn't can make her feel seen and appreciated on a level that feels intimate and rare. That's what sticks. That's what makes her think about you later, replaying tiny interactions in her mind. Another thing to understand is that these gestures communicate more than you might think. They tell her you're present, you're attuned, and you care in ways that go beyond surface-level attraction. And because women are wired to notice and remember these details, even one small, genuine act can make a lasting impression. Here's the honest truth. Women respond more to authenticity than effort. It's not about trying to perform or impress. It's about giving her a glimpse of your awareness, your sensitivity, and your understanding of her world. And the best part? This doesn't cost a thing. It's not about what you can buy. It's about what you can genuinely offer in small, meaningful ways. And here's the kicker. When you combine subtle gestures with confident behavior, it creates a tension that's irresistible. You don't have to be loud or overly expressive. That tiny gesture paired with quiet confidence makes her feel intrigued, desired, and emotionally engaged, all at once. 3. Why being unavailable sparks desire. She can't resist. Here's a truth that might sting a little. Women are naturally drawn to men who aren't always immediately available. I know it sounds unfair, but it's not about playing games. It's about how attraction works on a deeper, instinctive level. When a man is fully accessible all the time, it removes tension. And tension, that's what makes desire so electric. Women feel a sense of longing and anticipation when a man is slightly out of reach. It creates curiosity, excitement, and a mental pull that words alone can't generate. It's not that we enjoy being ignored or dismissed. It's that when you have your own life, your own priorities, and your own space, it communicates value. It shows confidence, independence, and self-respect, qualities that we can't help but notice and crave. Think about it. When a man is too eager, always ready to respond, always available to meet or talk, the energy shifts. It feels safe, yes, but it also feels predictable. And predictability kills desire faster than anything. On the other hand, when a man has boundaries, doesn't rush to respond, and has his own world outside of her, she can't help but wonder about him. She starts imagining scenarios, thinking about what he's doing, and ultimately wanting to be part of his life more deeply. This isn't about coldness or indifference, it's about balance. A man can be attentive, caring, and present, but he also needs to have limits. Being a little elusive, in the right way, signals that your life is full and that you value yourself. And that combination? It's magnetic. Women are wired to notice when a man's attention isn't guaranteed, and that natural scarcity creates desire that's hard to resist. Here's another layer. Emotional unavailability can sometimes trigger reflection. When you're not constantly in her orbit, she starts to assess what she feels, what she wants, and how important you are to her. It gives her space to miss you, think about you, and even compete with herself for your attention. That inner pull, when managed wisely, can elevate attraction from casual interest to genuine desire. 4. The truth about emotional presence. How she notices even your small shifts. Let me tell you something most men don't realize. Women pick up on emotional cues instantly, often before they even speak. It's not about being psychic, it's about paying attention to energy. Women notice how you feel in a moment, how you react to subtle changes, and even the small shifts in your mood. These little things matter more than any grand gesture or clever line. When you're genuinely present, she can feel it. It's in the way you make eye contact, the way you listen, the way your body moves around her. It signals to her that she matters, that she's important, and that you're not just going through the motions. Presence isn't about talking more. It's about being fully tuned in, emotionally and mentally, even in silence. On the flip side, if your energy dips, or if you seem distracted, anxious, or disinterested, even just for a moment, she feels it immediately, and it affects her attraction. Women sense inconsistency. It triggers caution. That's why emotional awareness is so powerful. The way you handle small emotional moments can either build desire or quietly push her away. Here's the thing. Women don't need perfection. We just need authenticity. When you're emotionally present, you show stability, reliability, and confidence. Even small gestures like remembering what she said in a previous conversation, asking her about something she's passionate about, or simply maintaining calm during tension communicates far more than words. This also connects to subtle expressions of vulnerability. Women notice when a man can admit small emotions without being overwhelmed. It signals trustworthiness and depth. You don't have to overshare or act overly sensitive. Just enough for her to feel that you're real, that you're human, and that you're capable of holding space for both her emotions and your own. Emotional presence is magnetic because it makes her feel safe and desired simultaneously. It's not about being perfect or constantly charming. It's about being aware, intentional, and emotionally consistent. When a woman feels that from a man, she's drawn to him without fully understanding why. She can't explain it, but she feels the pull. 5. The unexpected move. That triggers her curiosity. Instantly. Let me share something that consistently catches women off guard. Doing something unexpected in the right moment can make her heart race and her mind spin. I'm not talking about grand gestures or trying to be flashy. It's about a small, intentional move that breaks the pattern and makes her stop, notice, and think. I remember one evening with a guy I liked. We were walking back from dinner, and the conversation was light, normal, nothing extraordinary. Then, without warning, he lightly nudged me and whispered something playful, something that wasn't a joke, but also wasn't serious. Just a tiny, unexpected shift. And suddenly, I felt a jolt. My attention snapped fully to him. I laughed, my pulse went up, and I started analyzing what just happened. That tiny move triggered curiosity and attraction in a way nothing else could have. Here's why this works. Women are naturally observant and pattern-oriented. We notice routines, habits, and consistent behaviors. When a man breaks that pattern in a subtle, confident way, it interrupts our expectations. It sparks curiosity and keeps us engaged. That little surprise can be a glance, a touch, a playful comment, or even a shift in tone. It doesn't have to be complicated. It's the unexpected quality that makes it magnetic. The key is balance. Too many surprises or attempts to shock or impress feel manipulative. But a single, well-timed, genuine action feels intriguing, attractive, and fun. It signals confidence, creativity, and emotional intelligence, all qualities women subconsciously notice and respond to. Another thing to understand, women often can't articulate why we feel drawn to certain men, but we feel it in moments like this. That sudden shift in energy, that spark of unpredictability, creates a mental hook. We start imagining the man behind the action, wondering what else he might do, and thinking about him long after the moment passes. It's also about showing that you're present, paying attention, and confident enough to act without overthinking. That combination of awareness and spontaneity makes her feel alive, curious, and emotionally engaged. She doesn't need an explanation, and she won't always be able to articulate why she feels so drawn. But she does. And that's exactly the point. So, don't underestimate the power of a small, unexpected move. It doesn't have to be grand or flashy. Just something that breaks the rhythm, catches her attention, and leaves her thinking about you. That's the kind of subtle magic that makes women feel something deeper than attraction alone. It makes her feel intrigued, excited, and yes, a little wild. 6. How subtle attention turns into obsession. Here's a truth most men don't realize. Women notice every small signal you send, even when you think it's insignificant. Subtle attention, just noticing her mood, remembering small details, or responding thoughtfully, can create a magnetic pull that keeps her thinking about you long after you're gone. It's not about overdoing it or trying to impress. It's about being aware. When a man pays attention in a way that feels natural and genuine, it signals that he values her and understands her world. And that's incredibly attractive because most men don't. Most men are focused on themselves, on showing off, or on trying to get validation. A man who actually notices her, her energy, her mood, her quirks, stands out. Women are wired to respond to consistency in small actions. A kind word, a knowing smile, or acknowledging something she said a week ago sticks more than grand gestures ever could. It's subtle, but it's powerful. It makes her feel seen and appreciated without feeling smothered. And when she feels seen consistently, even in little ways, it creates a sense of emotional intimacy that's addictive. Another thing, subtle attention builds tension without pressure. You're not demanding her time or energy. You're showing her that you're aware and present, which makes her want to engage more. Women love mystery, but we also love to feel understood. That combination, being aware without being overbearing, keeps her interested and invested. This is also where confidence comes in. You don't have to constantly seek her approval or validate her. Instead, you let her feel the attention without needing to force it. A simple compliment, a timely gesture, or just reading the moment and responding appropriately can trigger thoughts and emotions she can't explain. She starts noticing patterns, remembering moments, and thinking about you when you're not there. That subtlety? That's the key to turning attraction into obsession. 7. The wake-up call. Every man needs. Stop being predictable. All right, here's the hard truth. Predictability kills attraction faster than anything else. Women can tolerate mistakes, flaws, and even moments of insecurity, but we cannot stand predictability. When you're predictable, when we can anticipate exactly how you'll act, think, or respond, it's boring, plain and simple. Desire thrives on tension, curiosity, and surprise, and when a man removes all of that, he removes the spark. I see it all the time. Men who show the same behavior over and over, who say the same things, who respond the same way to every situation, they become invisible, not physically, but emotionally. Women stop paying attention because there's nothing to discover. And that's a tragedy, because the man could have everything, a good heart, confidence, even charm, but predictability erases all of it. Here's what you need to understand. Attraction isn't built on being perfect. It's built on being intriguing, emotionally engaging, and a little unpredictable. That doesn't mean you play games or act like someone you're not. It means you're aware of how your energy affects her. You mix your approach, and you don't hand yourself over completely in a predictable package. Women feel tension and desire when we're slightly unsure, but in a good way, about what you'll do next. Think about it this way. When a man shows subtle changes in energy, thoughtfulness, humor, or confidence, it keeps her engaged. She starts analyzing, thinking, imagining. She's mentally present with you even when you're not there. That's exactly what turns simple attraction into obsession. And men who don't understand this, they wonder why women lose interest so quickly, or why she seems hot and cold. It's because they removed the tension, and with it, the desire. This is your wake-up call. Start noticing your patterns. Are you predictable in how you act, speak, or react? Do you respond the same way to every situation? If the answer is yes, you're unknowingly killing the spark. Women crave mystery, challenge, and subtle unpredictability. We want a man who can surprise us emotionally, intellectually, and sometimes even physically in small, genuine ways. That unpredictability shows confidence, presence, and depth, all of which make a woman feel alive and drawn to you. So here's my challenge to you. Reflect. Take a real look at how you interact with women. Where are you predictable? Where are you giving too much too soon? Make small adjustments. Be aware of your energy. Vary your actions and keep her guessing in the right way. Do this consistently and you'll notice the shift. Women won't just like you. They'll think about you, want you, and feel something they can't even explain. Let me be blunt. Most men think attraction is about looks, money, or smooth lines. But the truth? It's not. Women are drawn to energy, confidence, subtle attention, and the kind of unpredictability that keeps us thinking about you long after you've left the room. The moves I shared today aren't tricks. They're insights into how women actually feel and respond. They're the kind of things that make us wild in ways we can't fully explain. Here's the thing. Attraction isn't complicated, but it is subtle. Small gestures, silent confidence, thoughtful attention, and a little mystery. They matter more than anything flashy you could do. And if you're predictable, overeager, or emotionally absent, you'll miss the mark every single time. Women notice everything, even the smallest shifts, and we respond accordingly. So here's my challenge to you. Take these insights, reflect on your behavior, and make intentional changes. Notice your energy, your presence, and the little things you do. Stop trying to impress and start understanding. Stop over-explaining and start creating tension. Stop being predictable and start being intentionally magnetic. And I want to hear from you. Comment below with your experiences. What's worked? What surprised you? What you've learned? I'll be reading your thoughts, responding, and sharing more insights to help you understand women on a deeper level. Remember, attraction is subtle, powerful, and undeniable when done right. Master the small moves, and you'll see how women respond in ways you never thought possible.